Matt's Off-Road Recovery is a Utah-based media brand built around real-world vehicle recoveries in remote terrain. Led by Matt Wetzel, the channel grew from practical roadside assistance into one of the most recognizable names in off-road content, drawing millions of viewers with its straightforward documentation of rescues in difficult conditions. As its audience expanded, so did scrutiny. Over the past several years, the operation has faced legal review, internal changes, and ongoing debate within the off-road community. These events have raised questions about how the business operates and how online visibility can reshape a hands-on trade. Matt's Off-Road Recovery began as a small towing and recovery operation based in southern Utah, focused on assisting drivers who became stranded in remote desert terrain. The business was built around practical off-road recovery work, including winching, vehicle extractions, and roadside assistance in areas where conventional tow trucks often could not operate. Under the direction of Matt Wetzel, the operation gradually transitioned from a local service into a media-focused enterprise. The launch of the YouTube channel marked a turning point. Videos documented real recovery jobs as they happened, showing both the technical challenges and the decision-making involved in each situation. This approach resonated with viewers interested in off-road driving, mechanical problem-solving, and outdoor work. Over time, the channel's consistent uploads and recognizable format helped it attract a large and loyal audience. As viewership increased, Matt's Off-Road Recovery expanded beyond towing. Merchandise sales, sponsored content, and public events became part of the broader brand. What began as a local recovery service evolved into a widely recognized name within the off-road community, setting the stage for increased attention and scrutiny as the operation continued to grow. As Matt's Off-Road Recovery continued to publish videos, its audience grew steadily beyond the local off-road community. Viewers were drawn to the practical nature of the content, which showed recoveries unfolding in real time rather than staged demonstrations. Each video focused on the process itself, including assessment of terrain, equipment selection, and execution of the recovery, which helped establish credibility with both enthusiasts and professionals. The channel's growth was also supported by consistency. Regular uploads and a recognizable format made the content predictable in structure, while still offering new scenarios in each episode. This balance allowed viewers to understand what to expect while remaining interested in the specific challenges of each recovery. The presence of recurring crew members further reinforced familiarity and continuity. As view counts increased, the channel began to reach audiences outside the off-road niche. Casual viewers were introduced to a type of work rarely seen in detail, while experienced drivers compared techniques and equipment choices. Under the leadership of Matt Wetzel, the channel's visibility transformed a regional service operation into a widely recognized online platform, laying the groundwork for commercial expansion and broader public attention. In 2020, Matt's Off-Road Recovery and its owner, Matt Wetzel, became the subject of an investigation by the Utah Insurance Fraud Division. The inquiry focused on claims submitted to a roadside assistance provider in connection with off-road recovery services. Investigators alleged that several claims contained material misrepresentations regarding the nature of the recoveries and whether the vehicles involved were eligible for coverage under the terms of the members' plans. According to investigative findings reported at the time, at least one claim billed to the insurer described the recovery of a covered vehicle, while video evidence showed that the vehicle recovered did not meet coverage requirements. Authorities reviewed multiple incidents to determine whether the claims reflected accurate information or improperly shifted costs to the insurer. The investigation drew attention because of the channel's public visibility. Recovery jobs that were normally private service. Calls had been documented and published online, allowing outside observers to compare insurance paperwork with publicly available footage. As the case progressed, it raised broader questions about how roadside assistance programs apply to off-road situations and how recovery operators classify complex jobs when working in remote environments. The investigation concluded in 2022 with a negotiated legal resolution. Rather than proceeding to trial on felony charges, Matt Wetzel entered a no-contest plea to a Class A misdemeanor related to insurance fraud allegations. Court records indicated that the plea allowed the case to be resolved without an admission of guilt while still acknowledging the prosecution's evidence. As part of the agreement, Wetzel was ordered to repay more than $15,000 to the roadside assistance provider involved in the claims. Additional penalties included court-imposed fines and a period of probation. The resolution brought the criminal matter to a close and avoided further litigation. The outcome drew attention because of the scale of the platform associated with Matt's off-road recovery. Legal analysts and off-road professionals noted that similar billing disputes typically occur outside public view, while this case unfolded alongside extensive online documentation of the work itself. The conclusion of the case did not involve incarceration or the shutdown of the business, allowing operations to continue. Following the plea, Wetzel made limited public statements and resumed publishing content. The legal resolution became a reference point in discussions about compliance, transparency, and risk management for recovery operators working with insurance-based services. The resolution of the legal case prompted varied reactions within the off-road and online communities. Viewers of Matt's off-road recovery discussed the outcome across forums and comment sections, with opinions often divided. Some continued to support the channel, viewing the matter as a regulatory issue rather than a reflection of the quality of the recovery work. Others expressed concern about how insurance billing practices were handled and what standards should apply to operators with large public platforms. In online discussions, several commentators noted that roadside assistance policies are often complex, particularly when recoveries occur off paved roads or involve specialized equipment. This complexity led some to argue that misunderstandings between operators and insurers are not uncommon in the industry. At the same time, critics emphasize that public visibility increases responsibility, especially when service practices are documented and shared widely. Despite the debate, audience engagement with the channel remained strong. View counts and subscriber growth showed little long-term decline following the case. For many viewers, the technical skill displayed in recoveries continued to be the primary draw. The situation ultimately highlighted a tension between operational realities, regulatory compliance, and audience perception in the evolving space where service businesses intersect with online media. As the channel continued to grow, changes among on-camera personnel became another point of discussion for viewers. Over time, several individuals who had regularly appeared in recovery videos stopped participating, prompting questions about staffing and internal dynamics. One departure that drew particular attention involved a crew member known to viewers as Jake, whose absence was noted without detailed public explanation. Neither Matt's off-road recovery nor those who left provided extensive commentary on the reasons for these changes. In the absence of formal statements, online forums and comment sections became the primary venues for speculation. Some viewers suggested the departures reflected personal career decisions or changing roles as the channel became more structured. Others interpreted them as signs of internal disagreement or the pressures associated with increased visibility. From an operational perspective, staff turnover is not unusual for small service businesses that evolve into larger media operations. As responsibilities expand beyond field work to include filming schedules, branding, and public engagement, roles can shift in ways that no longer align with individual preferences or expectations. While speculation continued, the channel adapted by introducing new team members and maintaining its established content format. The personnel changes altered the on-screen dynamic but did not significantly interrupt production or release schedules. Beyond legal matters and staffing changes, the channel's influence also sparked discussion about safety and best practices in off-road recovery. Videos produced by Matt's Off-Road Recovery showcased specialized equipment and techniques that are common among experienced recovery operators but less familiar to casual off-road enthusiasts. As these methods reached a wider audience, some industry observers raised concerns about how viewers might interpret or replicate what they saw. In online forums and automotive communities, discussions emerged about whether highly visible recovery content could unintentionally encourage untrained individuals to attempt complex extractions without proper preparation. Participants pointed out that professional recoveries often rely on experience, risk assessment, and safety protocols that may not be fully apparent on camera. Others countered that the videos also serve an educational purpose by demonstrating the challenges involved and the potential consequences of poor planning. These conversations did not center on specific incidents directly tied to the channel, but rather reflected broader concerns about the role of online media in shaping behavior. The debate underscored a recurring issue across technical fields shared online: how to balance transparency and education with the risk of oversimplification. For the channel, the discussions reinforced its position at the intersection of entertainment, education, and real-world service work. Today, Matt's Off-Road Recovery remains active and continues to publish new content centered on vehicle recoveries in challenging environments. The operation functions as both a service business and a media brand, reflecting the hybrid model that has become increasingly common across skilled trades with large online followings. Regular uploads, merchandise offerings, and public appearances indicate that the brand has stabilized following earlier controversies. From a business standpoint, the channel's continued success highlights how digital platforms can reshape traditional service industries. A local recovery operation has been transformed into a nationally recognized name, supported by advertising revenue, sponsorships, and audience-driven engagement. This visibility brings opportunities, but also sustained public attention, which can amplify both achievements and missteps. Within the off-road community, the channel remains a reference point for discussions about technique, equipment, and professional standards. While opinions about past events differ, the content itself continues to attract viewers interested in the realities of off-road recovery work. The trajectory of Matt's Off-Road Recovery illustrates the long-term implications of combining practical labor with online documentation. Its ongoing presence underscores how transparency, scale, and accountability increasingly intersect in modern media-facing businesses.